Football. Football.
All right, he is the most passionate Vikings fan we know. And through his mock draft work and film study over the years, we can vouch he has correctly nailed multiple Vikings draft picks, predicting them beforehand. He is our friend, Randy Vikes69 on Twitter. Randy in Cottage Grove. Hey, Randy. It's kind of a bittersweet morning here, obviously, with the Hamlin situation. But how are you doing today?
You guys know me. I'm a guy who likes big hits. I do like when people kind of get popped, and that the strange thing about that one is it wasn't even the biggest collision. It was just as they say, seemed like a fluke kind of a thing, and it is scary. I mean, it is nothing more you can say about that, but you got to hope the best for the kid, and hope that he can get back on his feet.
Yeah. Amen, Randy. Amen, Randy. It's kind of weird to just talk football today, but the Vikings did play a game kind of against the Packers the other day. So how do you stack that one up against the other blowout losses that the Vikings have thrown at us this season?
What other blowout loss was there?
What do you mean?
Well, I guess Dallas, too.
Well, Philadelphia.
Well, Philadelphia we got hosed in that game, if I recall.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's right.
You could even say that the Detroit game was kind of out of hand for a little while too. You could that was like a 10-point loss. You could almost include that as a blowout loss.
But that was the Dan Campbell factor. I mean, with this game, a lot of us at the bar were upset because for a good chunk of the game we didn't get any touchdown shots. It was a pay your own way, as they say, and we did. We got good and lubed up, and we never had anything to go crazy for. So, I've watched that game back 3 times now, for the full game, not even zooming around to the
what?
play.
Why?
To get a sense of it, to try to see what went wrong, and the number one thing I can figure out is we didn't intend to win that game. We didn't show up with a requisite game plan, as they say, and I think there might have been a reason for that. When you look at next week, most likely the Giants are going to rest some guys. We weren't really going to have a shot at that 1 seed, really. So you look at the playoffs and your KOC. Who would you rather play?
Wait a second. Are you insinuating that the Vikings threw that game against the Packers on purpose?
Just kind of took the foot off the gas a little bit.
Wow.
Who would you rather play? You want to be the 2 seed and have to play the Lions, who I think are real dangerous, or Green Bay, who is capable of squeaking one out against you if you're trying. But in this case, what upsets me, because I like that strategy. They're saying we want to play DeBoli. We want to play DeBoli. We want the Giants again. We just beat them.
DeBoli. I think that's a great
DeBoli. It sounds like a restaurant in Manhattan.
Yeah, Brian DeBoli, the Giants coach. They were just here.
DeBoli.
Come to see
DeBoli.
Yeah, they were just here, and we beat their ass, and so we're thinking let's tee that up.
I'm not sure if beat their ass is how I would classify the Giants Vikings contest, but
we won. It's a great win, and
right,
so they went in thinking we'll just kind of see what happens, kind of feel it out. But as soon as we took we didn't try to punch it in after that first turnover. We took the 3 points. I said we're not going to win this game. They're just here to kind of get some stretching in, get a couple of get a look at a few guys. What bothers me is if that was your strategy, why you got Schlabman out there? You could use him in the playoffs. Now he's toast. Don't, if you're going to do that, why is he out there? Why is Schlabman?
I mean, he was really the only center on your team that had ever played in a football game before. That's one reason why he was out there.
If you're gonna punt on the game, then just start Reed. That's what I say. And so that I have some issues with the way they went about it, but the strategy I think is sound. You wanna play DeBoli, And then you want to lock yourself. As soon as they knew the Giants were locked into the 6, they wanted to drop down to the 3. So just put some scrubs in and rest your studs.
Well, why did Kirk play then, or Justin Jefferson?
Get some reps, to get reps.
Well, Jefferson barely played, Judd. Maybe
that's a good point.
Go out there and get some cardio.
Jair Alexander played. Yeah. Jefferson showed up.
Well, now they got it now, and now you see he was yelling, he was throwing helmets and stuff. Now they got in, they threw off his mojo. So KOC, if you're listening, next time you wanna just kind of punt on a game like that, put in the reserves. Let McLeod Bethel Thompson get a peek or whoever.
I hadn't thought about this, but I think the idea that KOC is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers is valid here. Get Justin Jefferson out there, get some cardio work in, but demand behind his back that he doesn't get any looks until the third quarter, so that you throw the game, you get the Giants, the favorable opponent, and you've got a worked up, fired up Justin Jefferson going into the postseason.
And then
I had not thought about this, Randy. This is genius.
And then you let Green Bay in the tournament, as they call it, and if you're going to have to face one of them or the Lions in a future round, you'd rather face the Packers.
Rope-a-dope them, yeah.
That's the best I can go with. Nothing else makes sense. After watching that game a total of 4 times.
No, they got their ass kicked. That makes sense if you think about it, Randy.
I watched that game 4 times. Also, that grass there is a joke.
It is a joke, but it is
about
winter in Wisconsin.
Sour grapes right there.
Heat it up. They put some heaters under that field. I can't figure it out.
Actually have that, Randy.
Well, it didn't work, did it?
I think it was slippery, so it did work.
Go back and watch the game, Jeff. How many times have you watched it?
Yeah, Jeff.
How many times have you watched the game?
Jeff only needed to watch that game once. One viewing was plenty for this, Jeff.
Halfway through my second time, it started to look a little different, and by the end of the 4th time, it all made sense.
That might have been the booze, actually.
I was gonna say, how many shots were you in by the 4th time?
I watched 2 of the times I was sober.
Okay. Actually, this might be a time. Dex, should we shout out Lake Ridge Liquors? We're doing that, right? Lake Ridge Liquors.
Yeah, go check out Lake Ridge Liquors in Vadnais Heights off 694 and Rice Street. They have a great selection.
Yeah, I think we're still talking about.
They have a 40-foot long whiskey wall, a lot of Surly's, a lot of great products. My guy Derek will hook you up. Go check out Lake Ridge Liquors in Vadnais Heights.
Yeah, stock up, man. Stock up. Also, a shout out to our friends at Federated Mutual Insurance Company. They have been a guiding hand for businesses for over 100 years, based in Owatonna, Minnesota. And they can provide the expertise and maybe just the peace of mind you need to get your business to the next level, to protect against risks on the horizon, like having a great offensive line for your business. FederatedInsurance.com, where it's our business to protect yours. All right, Randy, are you ready for your weekly stable here?
Yes.
Okay. Feels like it's probably a dud stable from what we gather, but you go ahead.
Okay, this is a sort of a hybrid stable because we're taking a long view.
Okay.
On this, it wasn't a fun game. I'll tell you that. I understand what they were trying to do, but talking about getting, none of us were snug. There were no touchdown shots, so we took a few viewings to see what KOC was trying to do. But I get it now. You want to play the bully, so KOC for the strategy at least. I didn't like all the ways you implemented it, but getting to play the team you want in the first round, you're a stud.
I like this, actually.
Some interesting mental gymnastics here.
No, Randy's onto something.
Mental
good stuff, Randy. I'm with you. Don't let them talk you down.
Schlappman, if you didn't know if your ankle or whatever you broke was full go, you need to walk up to the coaches and say, if we're going to punt this game, I shouldn't be out there. You didn't do that. You got yourself hurt. Now you're not available to us in that game against the Giants. So Schlappman, you're a dud.
So you're saying that the players were told beforehand, don't really try too hard.
Greg Josephs, you sensed from the start that this was a game that, they're going to put you in a typical spot. KOC's got what they call stones, and he goes for it there on 4th and tries to punch it in. You got to look at him and say, you go for it. And if you know, and you knew this was going to be a field goal, and he's going to try to get 3 on the board, fine. But then when you yank those other ones, it was so obvious that you tried to yank them. If you're going to try to sort of like a fake, like you're trying to hit it, you got to follow through. You got to have a big swing. The next time you're trying to miss field goals on purpose, Josephs, do it right. You're a dud.
Okay, so
Now-
he's
now I disagree with him.
it's
We are-
poor form in trying to miss the
We
field
are
goals on purpose.
reaching. On this
Who
one.
watched the game
This
4
is-
times? Who watched
yeah.
the game 4 times?
You might have stopped at 2.
And
I think.
finally, Kirk, you've been zinging it right in there in what they call tight window throws, small window throws all year long to JJ. And this time you're overthrowing him. JJ fell down. That was obviously, sort of a self trip. But when you're going to try to bounce past one, at least get it close enough that it looks like you're trying to complete the pass. Kirk Cousins, you got to work on your acting. You're a dud.
A self trip.
That is, and he's gone. Poof, he's gone.
Well, I got to say, that's one of the most creative stud stables I've ever heard.
That is one way to mentally cope with what happened against the Packers, I guess. If you watch the game 4 times and you now view it through the prism of the Vikings throwing the game, I'm going to have to go back and watch it that way. I kind of like that idea. Go back and watch it as if the Vikings are losing on purpose. He's right. Why would you think about it? So you block a punt accidentally, probably, right? Because you're not trying to win the game, but
Josh, you
block a punt on
Metellus
accident.
didn't know. They didn't
so
tell
good.
him. They told Schlotman.
Yeah, well, no, I think Metellus is like the softball player guy that accidentally hits home runs.
Bro.
So Randy,
What do you want me to do? It's just my swing. It's grooved. We're past the 2 home run limit, and he just can't help himself. Metellus is like, bro, what do you? I block punts. What do you want me to do? And so he blocks the punt, and then okay, oh well, God, that was unfortunate. Now we have the ball at like the 1 yard line. Let's just run it up the middle behind a backup center a few times. That'll prevent us from scoring a touchdown. And then, okay, so you prevent yourself from scoring a touchdown. What's the next thing you would do? You'd let them return the kick.
Just give up a
105 yards
huge
for a
lane,
touchdown.
an
Got to give the
enormous
momentum
lane.
back to the Packers. And then you would fake a couple injuries and bring in some backups that don't know what they're doing and commit a bunch of penalties and throw some, like, Kirk Cousins doesn't turn the ball over 4 times.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
Well, and don't forget the JJ self trip.
The self trip.
He said on the Kirk pick that was intended for Jefferson, where Jefferson fell down, that JJ purposely tripped himself and fell to make it look good.
It all makes sense. This is the homework assignment for everyone. Listeners, go back and watch that game
4 times
through the prism that Randy just presented.
Go back and watch it 4 times
Just once.
and torture yourself into finding a way that it's a positive.
We do have a statement here from the family of Damar Hamlin that just came across. And then I have a question for you guys. On behalf of our family, we want to express our sincere gratitude for the love and support shown to Damar during his challenging time. We're deeply moved by the prayers, kind words, and donations from fans around the country. We also want to acknowledge the dedicated first responders and healthcare professionals at UC Medical Center who have provided exceptional care to Damar. We feel so blessed to be part of the Buffalo Bills organization and have their support. We also want to thank Coach Taylor and the Bengals for everything they've done. Your generosity and compassion mean the world to us. Please keep Damar in your prayers. We will release updates as soon as we have them. Thank you, the Hamlin family. So we've now heard from the team, the family, the league, the refs. There's really nothing else to say until there's medical updates, I guess.
I will say this: the coaches did a great job. I thought that for Taylor to walk across the field and go consult with McDermott, and you could tell he was basically saying, "I'll shut this thing down if you want." And I don't want to disparage old school coaches, but that felt very new school. Like that felt like an O'Connell, McVay, like very compassionate and very in tune with players. And you know what? A guy like Bud Grant might have done the exact same thing. But I really liked what I saw, because like there was this fear that, oh my God, they're going to go back and play. And that might not have been true. I have no clue, right? Like we don't know that. But there was this fear of that. And I love the fact that the people at the stadium like didn't wait for guidance. They took the preliminary step to say we are not going to play for now, and then the league, came in and did the right thing. But that really starts with the coaches, and I thought that was a really, really cool thing to watch, because I don't know 25 years ago it plays out like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was just mature, empathetic heads met in the middle and prevailed. And I'm sure the officials were probably saying too, like, hey, whatever you guys want to do, go ahead and do it. And I was actually pretty impressed too by the fans, because sometimes you never know how drunk fans at an NFL game. It's a night game. They've all been drinking and tailgating. Everyone's probably still off on a Monday, and I half expected when they went off the field that there'd be some boos. Those players got a standing ovation from the fans when both teams went into the locker room.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a lot different now than maybe it would have been 15 or 20 or 30 years ago, because everyone's got social media in their hands and everyone's sort of following the updates. So they all knew what was going on. And maybe that wouldn't have been the case 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I don't know that they stopped the game. I think you just maybe you give them the 5 minutes, you swallow hard, and you shake it off, and you get your ass out there, right? Well, the Chuck Hughes, so 1971 Lions versus Bears, Lions wide receiver Chuck Hughes was the only player to die on an NFL field. And I think that happened toward the end of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure it did. So, and I don't know, I'd have to go and there are some mashups on YouTube where they take like the radio broadcast and layer it over some film, but they didn't have like the Monday Night Football production. It was 1971 NFL. But I think they just they were toward the end of the game. It wasn't first quarter. And that was just a different time, man. That was 50 years ago.
Right.
They sort of nudge him a couple times and see if he's moving, and then they just bring him out the field. But yeah, everyone, I was half expecting like some boos, half expecting them to go play again, that the NFL would mandate, no, we can't set this precedent. Because then what happened? I could totally see that as a discussion, right? Well, then what? Okay, every time it's a violent sport. Every time someone goes down, we're just going to stop games and suspend games. Yep. I could see them arguing for precedent, and I'm glad that they didn't.
Case by case, right? Because you could tell that was dire. It might be wrong, but I don't think if a guy can give a thumbs up, they're going to play. Right. So because we have seen guys, and it's terrible, but we have seen guys paralyzed, or partially paralyzed. And I think if they can give the thumbs up, or it's clear that they're conscious, we're going to play. Yeah. But yeah, I think it was very smart to take this as a case by case. And again, from the moment he collapsed, you said, this is not just like a normal football thing.
Yeah.
This is something extremely, extremely concerning. So yeah, I thought everyone from the network to the coaches to the league, I thought everyone did the right thing. And the other thing too is, I think there were some folks who are like, you got to cancel this now. It takes some work to cancel something.
Yeah,
it's okay to take 20 or 30 minutes to just figure everything out and get your bearings.
Yeah,
but it's social media, right? If this one, go back 50 years when Chuck Hughes died, and I don't know, maybe they did stop that game. I actually don't know. I think they finished it. But if they would have taken 30 or 40 minutes to collect themselves and stop the game during the non-social media era, then the next day or that night on the local news or the next morning in your newspaper, you would have just read, oh, this tragedy happened and they stopped the game. There wouldn't have been this scrutinization of, did they stop it? If they don't stop it within 12 minutes, then they're making. It's like these are people. This is a huge multi-billion-dollar entity with a lot of tentacles, and there's TV and there's 70,000 fans in the stadium, and a guy just got an ambulance out. Give people 20 or 30 minutes to take a deep breath. Go back to the locker room. Everyone take a deep breath. Let's discuss what to do. I'm totally fine with that.
Yes. This immediate thing of, well, they have to cancel it. Well, yes, I agree with that. But they don't have to come down. Exactly. Yeah. Like it takes some time to cancel a Monday night football game. Mm-hmm. So I thought they did a great job as far as the going through that.
Yes. You know who else does a great job? Our friends at Finch Home Solutions.
Mm-hmm. They do it. It takes only one call to Finch to get any electrical issues in your home solved. The key thing is don't wait until something goes wrong. Flickering lights, a outlet that looks odd, and you're like, I don't know. You know what? This is not a time to DIY. This is a time to call Finch and get it fixed. And right now, Finch is offering a free home safety inspection to all of our listeners. Be sure to tell them that you heard about Finch on SKOR North, because there are special deals for you then. Go to finchhomesolutions.com, or you can call them 612-357-2604. finchhomesolutions.com. Don't DIY this. That's dangerous. Have Finch, the true professionals, help you out.
Yep. All right, dudes. Well, that's Mackey and Judd for today. We will tomorrow have Write That Down predictions and an accountability session as we get closer to the end of the 2022 Write That Down season. And on Purple Daily, we will discuss a really interesting Kirk Cousins trend that old Macadac discovered after a couple adult beverages yesterday. After a listener email. All right. Something that's going to, I think, blow your minds
doing shots
and create some great discussion. Yes, I was doing shots on a Monday afternoon. It was great. All right. We'll see you guys. Mackey and Judd.